The deployment, additional features, app demonstrations, and reflection. Right, deployment involves two big aspects. One of them is for the client and the other is for the server. So on the server, you can see I have a Docker config file right there. So I create this Docker config file that gets all of the backend code, puts in a Docker container, a Docker image, and then it sends it to the DigitalOcean droplet, which is where essentially all of the backend code is. And then from the DigitalOcean droplet, it's connected to a subdomain from my hostinger, and then it's accessible from my front-end code. So I just put the API endpoint there, and then I can fetch the data from there. And for the client, I connected my front-end code on a GitHub repository, and that GitHub repository is connected to a AWS Amplify pipeline. So whenever the pipeline detects something new on that repository, it rebuilds and redeploys the app on my hostinger domain. I had so many challenges on this aspect actually. The first one was on Docker. So I'm using a MacBook M1, and whenever I created a Docker container on MacBook M1 and tried to push it to a DigitalOcean droplet, it said that it was incompatible. So you can see in the config file there on line 4, I had to specify the platform Linux AMD 64. So it took me a while to figure this out, but eventually it worked. And then I managed to put it on a DigitalOcean droplet. Also, another big thing was the subdomain was unsecure. So I had to make it secure. And to do that, I had to get inside of the droplet and connect to Nginx and add some SSL certificates to make the endpoint secure. Because if it wasn't secure, the GraphQL from my front end was simply refusing to connect, and I just had to make it secure so then I could transfer and fetch data from it. So those were pretty big challenges, I would say. So for the additional features, I didn't develop so many additional features. I actually just developed this one, which is a transactions record page. But what I did was really focus on the technology that I used and made sure that I really made it well, like a good stack of technology. The code itself is really solid, really clean, very modular, very nice. So I really focused on the technology aspect this time, because the features, like they're quite easy to develop once you get the hang of the technology. So at this point, since I'm also working on a full-time, I just decided to keep it like this. So okay, let me show the app running. All right, so here's the app. Let's log into an account that already exists. So this test account. There you go. I already have some data here, so let's add another $100. There it is, 530. You can withdraw 20. There you go, updates the data. It gets to the transactions, and I can actually show it in the database right here. So in the users, let me just refresh. All right, there you go. We have the test user with the balance 510, and then that balance is shown right here. And then we also have the transactions, all of the transactions right here. So let's see what else. I can also log out. Since I already have this account, I can also log in with Google. So let's log into this. There you go. I already have some data here, so I'm not going to do anything. And let's create the account. All of my accounts here are already used, so I can't create another one. But let's just create a testo@gmail.com. What doesn't matter. Password. Oops, there was a little problem there. Use strong password, create the account. All right, there you go. I get the success. Oops, I just dropped the success message, but it was right there. Then I can just add a balance of 300, and the functionalities are literally the same. So for the reflection now, well, this is me. At this point, I feel very proud of doing this application and this project and accomplishing this MIT course. But also, apart from this, how I would develop and structure this application differently. Well, I had a lot of Docker problems, so I kind of refused to Dockerize my front-end application because it wasn't really necessary to do with AWS Amplify. But maybe I could host the front end and the back end in the same place, because since I'm using one place for the front end and the other for the back end, you know, that I have to do some extra work. Maybe I could next time put it all in one place, maybe all in AWS. And for the features, I could do many other features. So one of them could be multiple accounts, so you can have savings, checkings, whatever. You can transfer money between other user accounts, generate QR codes for payment methods, etc., etc. So my time's running out. I'm really happy for this course. I really enjoyed it. And my name is John, and I'm out. Thank you.